is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Drive off and running. TSN 1050 on the TSN app, your home smart speaker, up on TSN 4, streaming live on YouTube Live on TSN's YouTube channel like we do every single day. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, and Jason Strudwick. Struddy in the house. Look at Struddy all dialed in out there. As if the Oilers are on a 10-game winning streak.
Wow.
Just look.
Wow.
Looks great and looks comfortable out there.
Oh, man. Misery loves company, right? Leafs and Oilers fans are in the same boat right now.
Yeah, we sure are, man. It's funny. Someone sent me a note today being like, man, you guys are yelling about the Leafs. Why don't you yell about the Oilers? Like, we can do both. Yeah, exactly.
We do every day.
We point out that they both stink right now.
I'll tell you what, I watched last night. It's like, okay, Oil, no Leaf game. Let's check in on the Oil. You got to check in on the Canadian teams. They, they make it adventurous. They make it entertaining because those two monsters go out there and they score at will. But my goodness, they have some serious problems. Serious problems. I was thinking today, Struddy, I love Chris Knobloch. Are they actually trying to get this guy canned too? What on earth are they doing? They're terrible.
Yeah, you know what's funny? What do you see as the biggest issues? Because I have my opinions, and I think mine are a little bit different than others. But what do you see when you watch that team?
Well, let me just tell you the first thing that's not X's and O's related. With the lack of kind of interest they're showing and kind of lack of spunk out there, it looks like there could potentially be some type of issue from my experience playing the game where somebody's pissed at somebody. I don't know if, I'm just dreaming a scenario. They didn't change the goaltending and the guys know that it's a problem and it wasn't do you know what I mean? There's some kind of deep-rooted issue that's showing its ugly head on the ice. That's not X's and O's or not personnel. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about, Strud?
Yeah.
It looks like there's something that could be behind the scenes that's hampering the group, their performance. And then as far as the way they play away from the puck, it's actually quite laughable. I mean, I don't claim to be any kind of defensive specialist, but the chances they give up are so egregious and so crazy that they almost don't give themselves a chance to win. They have no chance to win.
It's interesting to bring all that up. So I'll talk about the first part. I mean, is there something going on behind the scenes? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not in there. I'm not in that room. I'm not an insider like a Drager would know. But they do look disinterested. But we've seen this 2 other times, right? Twice. This is the third time now we've
but
seen
this
it.
almost has a different feel where it's I know you guys have been to 2 cup finals in a row. There could be some fatigue, but
yeah.
They might get caught this time. They might get caught this time.
But the challenge I have for this group, and in some ways it's similar to the Leafs, is the way they're playing in front of their netminder and then managing the puck. It's very careless, both of those areas. And these aren't skills. These are just attention to detail and a desire to manage the puck properly and to be, hard in front of your own net and to be defensively sound. They just haven't done that at all.
Well, guys, I hate to break it to you, but Noodles isn't here. So we're allowed to point out the obvious issue. The goalie is horrendous. That's the truth.
You shut your mouth right now.
I know. That can never be the goalie's fault completely when Noodles is around. So we got to kind of tap around that.
When Noodles isn't here, we put the pedal down.
Stuart Skinner should not be playing. He cannot be a starter in the National Hockey League. It's not a debate anymore. The stats would indicate that. They're dead last in the league in everything across the board that matters.
Defensive stats, I think they're dead last in a lot.
And save percentage and everything. Yes, do they give up chances? Absolutely. And they got to clean that up. The fact is, you guys know the game. No one is perfect. The best defensive team in the league gives up 6, 7 really good chances every game. It's just the nature of a free-flowing sport. It's going to happen.
Especially the way it is now where you can't hook, hold.
Right. There's no clutching. There's no grabbing. You can't control a game where it's you only give up 9 shots or something. Like, it's just very difficult to do it. It's going to be a free-flowing sport at some point. And Stuart Skinner just can't do it. He can't do it right now. Maybe he starts doing it after last night. I don't know. But for me, that is where you start. And this is on Stan Bowman. Like, Stan Bowman's been there a couple of years. He said after the Cup final, got to be changes here. They changed the goalie coach.
And they have a couple of young guys that have been inserted where
not going to work.
How are they going to help you win? Like,
not going to work. It's a miracle they made it to Cup final after Cup final with that tandem. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
And they did it. Credit to them. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
amazing.
Strud, you can
not doing it a third time.
You can comment on this part. But it seems like Ekholm is a year older, where he was the guy that always shored things up back there. And he was the steady guy where it was like, Bouchard, you can kind of slip a little bit and I'll cover for you. But it seems like he's a year older, and it seems like it's a challenge for him now, too. I don't know. It's kind of messy.
Yeah.
Man.
So they have 5D that are really good. And then they have Regula and Emerson who are 6D. That's what you are, right, when you get to that point. What I'd say about, Ekholm, I think Ekholm was coming off a pretty significant injury in the playoffs, and I think he took us October to get back to normal. I think now we're starting to see him at his best. When him and Bouchard together in November, it's been pretty good. But as far as the netminder, I think Stu Skinner would function best in an environment that's more predictable. Right now, the play in front of him is radically unpredictable. It is there. You never know what's going to happen. You have D-men getting beat one-on-one. Like, it's getting you as a D-man should we take great pride in not getting beat one-on-one on a rush. I mean, how many times did you beat a guy one-on-one?
Jason,
like, I'm talking.
Jason.
It's hard to do in the NHL.
In practice, if you tried some kind of stupid toe drag, a defenseman would stop you and say, even if you were a 27-year-old, 8-year veteran in the National Hockey League, in practice, a guy would stop you and say, stop the junior crap around here.
Right.
It's not going to work, so don't even think about it. You know what I mean?
It's true, and we've seen so many times Oilers D-men getting beat one-on-one. Like, that is the job. That's the number one job. And then even flybys in front, not tying up sticks, and I could go through all the D. So I'm not pointing at one or the other. So these are details they know because they've done them in those situations. They haven't done them, and they're capable. So Chris Knoblauch must be pulling his hair out and saying, "What am I to do here? I don't even know where to start."
Yeah, well, he looks flustered. He was last night, and I know. I think it was Nurse. He had a couple goals last night, but said it's, tough to win when you're giving up 5. And then he caught himself and said, defensively, we got to be way better. Like, there was more to that comment that went viral last night. But
it's almost like they're mind screwed, where it's like, if like they're so afraid to get caught being aggressive, where they're like, I don't know, they're caught in between because they know that if there's any kind of quality chance, it's going to end up in the back of the net. So, like the year Carolina won the Stanley Cup, they were super aggressive, deep pinch. When you know you've got a goaltender back there that's going to shut the door, you can be so aggressive when you play the game. But when you know what's going to end up in the back of the net, then you just got a whole different world of problems. And I think their nature is they want to be aggressive. But they're just, I don't know. It's a mess. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah. No, it's weird. It's again, it is early, and like you said, Drud, they've been kind of down this road before. I don't know if it's been as extreme as this, but they're still in a position where, they're right there. I mean, it's not. I talked about it yesterday, like with the Leafs. The Leafs, it has not been good. Like, without knowing the results, you would watch the games they've played and say, "Man, that's not great." They're 9-9-2. It's not like they have 9 points on the season. They have somehow found a way to rack up points. The Oilers have done the same. The Leafs are in a similar position tonight to the one they were in the other night. Like, Columbus is a better team than St. Louis. They're playing better than St. Louis, but they're not, a world-beating team. And Scott Laughton's reinserted into the lineup, so they've got some guys coming back from injury, but Matthews is still out, Nyes is out, Waugh's out, Tanev, Carlo, Stolarz hasn't even skated yet, so we don't know what's going to happen there. And you're going to have to find a way to win like you did the other night. I think it's going to have to be 3-2. Like, I don't see how you could expect this lineup to score 5 or 6 goals.
Not happening.
Yeah, it feels like you kind of have to win 3-2 or 2-1, and Joseph Woll is going to have to play really well, which he's capable of doing. And that might be the TSN turning point for their season. His Woll returns, goes on a bit of a heater, You know, the easiest way to clean things up really is goaltending. It's not a foolproof plan. It's certainly not a long-term plan. If you're just relying on your goalie to stand on your head every night,
I know,
not
I
going to
said
happen.
that the other day, and I didn't. I told Noodles, I'm like, it's sad to say, but sometimes your goaltender's got to dig you out of this stuff.
Yeah.
And just put up a performance where it's like, okay, we feel good about ourselves now. Let's just build off of that. And they got to do it.
And that's
maybe avoid the 5-on-1, the dreaded 5-on-1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight.
That's what happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the dreaded 5-on-1.
Yeah.
5-on-1. That stung.
But see, I think when you're a team and you are struggling as far as maybe you have injuries and maybe the season hasn't gone what you want, it's okay to say we're just going to lock it down. And the Leafs still have guys that can just, you know, they can score, get it done. They get enough to get the win, but just say we're going to lock it down here as much as possible. And then when we get healthy, now we have that as a base, and now we're going to be able to pump a few more goals. So those 3-2 games turn into a 5-2 game. So I think your point about this being a turning point for the Leaf is a fair one. I mean, Columbus is a pretty decent team, and they're fairly talented. They're pretty well coached. They're disciplined. Werenski is worth the price of admission every time.
Really is,
turn
man.
the TV on. He's unbelievable. He's a forward that plays D. That's what he is. He's so good at the puck.
Yeah, he's fun, man. Like, we'll see him at the Olympic Games.
Oh,
obviously.
He want to.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he's one of those guys that he's like doing the Four Nations stuff. Watching him in practice was enjoyable. Just his skill set, you know, like just going D to D and doing the drills. You're captivated watching him. He's just so good, man. But
he shoots that puck. You know, to me, like a really elite goal scorers, when they shoot it, the puck shrinks off their stick. And I know that doesn't maybe add up to the law of physics, but that's what I always saw. And he, to me, is that guy. Yeah. When he shoots, it just shrinks and poof. It finds a little hole to
a
get
lot
through.
of golfers, and you guys both wouldn't understand this, but when they compress the golf ball, it seems like it stays on their club face for a long time. That's what Werenski does.
Yeah. Compression is a beautiful thing.
Dude, there's nothing better than just butter compressing a 6-iron.
Yes. It is the greatest feeling in the world. Now, if it snap hooks on you,
no.
Right. But it can't, because you can for a millisecond, you think you launched that thing, and then it just starts to starts to curl.
For 4 seconds, you think you're Tiger Woods, and then the curving starts.
And it starts hooking. You're like, I didn't get that thing. I thought I got it perfectly, and it turns out I actually snap hooked that thing. But, yeah, Werenski, he averages 26 minutes and 40 seconds a game.
Crazy.
That's an average. Which means there are many games that it's 31, 32 that balance things out.
Doesn't blink either.
Does not blink.
He can play more. He makes it look so easy the way he skates around that ice, and he controls a lot of the game. Like he's, Provorov, and then who's it, Severson from Devils. Mm-hmm. Like there's some decent skill back there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Like they got some speed too. They got some youth, and they're not off to the greatest start. You know, Columbus is just kind of plugging along and doing what they seemingly do every year. But last time the Leafs played them, John Tavares scored his 500th goal, and it just fell on deaf ears. I
just got to say that one guy, Bill Simmons, that wrote that article and said that Columbus is the most irrelevant sports franchise, that was a D-bag move. With what they've been through the last year to come up with that, like, does he not watch the Sacramento Oakland A's or whatever the hell they are?
Well, Sacramento Kings, yeah. Like, he's stealing my bit.
Where's the baseball team playing? Oakland A's.
Well, yeah, they're playing in Sacramento.
Yeah,
the A's.
So are they not irrelevant? Like, what?
Yeah.
It was just what they've been through. For him to come out with that, I thought it was complete trash.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an article or if he was talking about it, okay, why don't we play it? You want to play it? We'll hear it. Well, I haven't even heard the whole thing. I've just seen it clipped everywhere. Here's Bill Simmons talking about irrelevant sports franchises.
I'll just assume it's my Columbus Blue Jackets, who are celebrating their 26th season and only have a total of 15 franchise playoff wins. So I had no idea, which I think speaks to Patrick's case, that the answer is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus's case is incredible. So they come in the league in 2000. They haven't made round 2 of the playoffs ever. They haven't made the playoffs since 2020. They've missed the playoffs 20 of 25 times. The best Blue Jacket ever is Rick Nash. They've had 7 team captains: Lyle Odeline, Ray Whitney, Luke Richardson, Adam Foote, Rick Nash, Nick Foligno, and Boone Jenner. I've never heard a single conversation about the Blue Jackets.
All right. So it goes on and on and on. Now,
That's like, just be quiet.
but here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I know what you're saying because the Goudreau tragedy, I think that's what you're indicating, like how bad it's been and how difficult that was. There's no disputing that.
Yeah, there's also not disputing some of the facts he just mentioned.
I think if we're just being fair, is it a tough conversation? Yes. Am I guilty of that? How often do I say New Jersey this, Sacramento that?
You think everybody sucks.
Exactly. And if we're being clear, and I think a lot of people in hockey, they get sensitive. Of course, an American sports guy is going to say it's a hockey team. That's the most irrelevant Big Four sports team. And as he just issued, Columbus has been in the playoffs very few times. They've won one playoff round. They're not, like it sucks, but he's not wrong. Like he's just unfortunately not wrong. Like Columbus is not a team.
This is why we should prep before the show.
Well, I know, and I
were probably going to throw to the cliff and say,
"No,
I couldn't agree more with this guy."
Listen, it's hard to argue. Like Columbus is in town for us tonight, so like Columbus, in terms of the hockey teams, and we talk hockey a lot. I take shots at Sacramento all the time. I say the Sacramento Kings or the Charlotte Hornets, like those are the most irrelevant teams in the league. I'm sure they would look at that and say, who are you kidding? Or that's uncalled for or what have you.
Yeah, but let me just say one thing about the clip. It seemed like he didn't have a true passion for what he was talking about.
No, I think he's reading it off and coming up with an answer.
He was saying guy Lou Foligno. He was calling Foligno Foligno.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't know who the hell you were talking about.
No, I don't think Sims is not a big hockey guy.
No, there was no conviction there.
But exactly.
Somebody sent him a stat pack saying, look at this, and he was like, oh, okay.
Tough to argue it. Like Columbus, tough to argue it, Strud. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I like Columbus came in and had a cool logo. They had the cannon to go off for the guns. I'm like, okay, these guys make it going. Well, this has been many years where they haven't really gotten over the top. And what I'm going to pick a moment in time where they made a mistake. I believe it was the year that they beat Tampa Bay. I think Bobrovsky was their netminder there, and they had other free agents, pending free agents they could have traded. Not only did they not trade those free agents, they actually loaded up on others.
Yep.
They won a round, and then everyone left. And I think that was on who was the GM at that time? It was Davidson and
was it Kekalainen, I think.
Jarmo Kekalainen. Now I get it. Your owner wants to get into the playoffs, great. But if they would have unloaded all that, they might be at a different place now. Not that they're in a horrible place now, but I believe if they did it correctly, they'd be in a better place. And that to me is the number one Columbus Blue Jacket moment of the last quarter century. That was a mistake. Yeah, it was a great moment, but I think my timing's right. If not, you guys know what I mean.
No, you're right. They went out and got Matt Duchene. They went out and got like a bunch of guys. Yes, and then Duchene.
Panarin, I think, was there. Maybe it was Panarin there.
I think he was, and he's like, I'm out of here to New York, and Duchene went to Nashville, and Bob went to Florida. Like they all just scattered.
Said check, please.
Yeah.
Seth Jones said check, please.
Yeah.
A lot of guys said check, please.
A lot of guys have left.
Tough to run your operation like that.
It is difficult. It's very difficult to do, and that's on them to find a way to get over the top. But if you're not in the playoffs every year, especially in the States as an NHL team, you're just not going to be on people's radar. And, I'm not here defending Bill Simmons. He can do or say whatever he wants, but kind of tough to argue. It's not like Columbus. They're not the Knicks. They're not the Lakers. Like they're nowhere close to it. Bills in action tonight in Houston. Short week. They're a favorite too. 5.5-point favorite. They have been terrible on the road. Owen Wilson on the clock tonight. I'd be shocked if you don't take the points here. I'd be shocked if you don't take Houston tonight. Shocked. And I'd be willing to put a lot of money on that Luke comes in and takes Houston. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It's their pick. I don't want to indicate one way or the other. Who am I to say anything? I'm only plus 10.
What's
right
this
now.
Coleman character up to that he's not playing?
Yeah, he's not playing again tonight.
Why? Because of the incident?
I don't know.
He wouldn't be dumb enough to do it again.
Would he?
I don't know.
Maybe, or maybe he didn't respond properly. Maybe there was some sort of, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe, I would guess it would be in response, like, hey, they wanted to see more, and then it was.
Wasn't the craziest one Billy Belichick in the Super Bowl sat one of his key players for the whole game?
Yeah. He sat the guy who picked off Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. I'm blank. Malcolm Butler. It was Malcolm Butler.
Sat him the whole game.
And never
Philly.
Explained it. Never played him. Nothing.
Nothing said about it. Just said you're not going.
Just you're not playing. Crazy. Super Bowl. That's like one of your top 2 or 3 corners not playing. So Luke is coming up in studio at 5. We got John Schneider on the show today. Should have been the AL Manager of the Year. But
Would have been a World Series champ.
should have been a World Series champ. We're that close. We'll ask him, like, as he relives Game 6 and 7.
Dude, he has to relive it, Hayes. I wake up some mornings and I'm like, I can't believe the Jays didn't win the World Series.
I know. Me too. Me
so
too.
much fun to watch.
I have so many images that just pop into my head, being like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened. I can't believe they didn't score here. I
The
can't
ball
believe
lodged in the in the field.
And then he gets doubled off.
Yeah, and then the two guys colliding, making that catch that had no business.
Oh, crazy
Crazy
on
stuff,
Clement.
man.
Yeah, I thought it was out. Vladdy almost hit a home run. It was crazy.
But
It
that's
was
what
just crazy.
Jennifer Hedger. That's why she says all the time, sports. That's sports.
Hedge is onto something there. Hedge is one of the
That's
great
sports.
sports philosophers of our time.
Yeah,
How about Schneider's watches? I always look for his. I mean, he had that one with the blue.
he's got
The
a blue and a red
band.
one. I want to ask
Yeah.
him that maybe
I
at
like
the
it.
end. Why do you go with the red? Why the blue? Because they're giant watches. They're probably
Huge.
expensive watches, man.
Yeah.
No, that'd be like a championship wrestling belt. They're so big. For
Yeah,
most
they are.
units.
Yeah,
He's got
you're
pretty
right.
thick wrists, I think.
He's a big dude, John Schneider.
Big guy.
He's got, I believe, 2 brothers because I saw them on the field, and both of them are massive human beings.
Really?
It's like the Jokic brothers walking around the dome. That's what it looked like when I was down there. I'm like, who are these guys running security?
What exactly do those Jokic brothers do? Like, they're scary individuals.
I don't think they do much, but they just intimidate people.
Dude, I'll
think
tell you
they're
what,
not.
you got to see the groceries these guys eat at dinner. They take a lot of pictures at dinner together. There is booze glasses on the table all over the place and just 15 different plates of groceries.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what these guys are pounding.
I got to think they're just on his payroll.
To do
Aren't
what?
they? I don't know. Just to be there and hang out, right? Like that
He's
would be.
into horses, isn't it? He's horse. Isn't he harness
He
racing? And
loves he is Eddie Oldchuck, like
Yeah.
times 10.
Yeah,
I've
he's a
seen
big
him do
fan.
a lot of that stuff.
He loves the ponies.
Can you imagine you're a pony, you see that guy walk up to you, like just shaking your head, like, no.
I know.
I'm,
Is this guy hungry? What is he
I'm
doing?
not carrying on my back, big guy.
Well,
Like,
that's a good question. Does he ever get on the horse? Is there a limit? Like to your point, like if you're a horse, are you looking at this guy? He's
Can you
6'10",
imagine the other
280.
jockeys and that guy wheeled up in one of those outfits?
he carries a horse. He's just running with the horse on his back.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll get to the bottom of that. Find out what the Jokic brothers actually do, or if they're just in Denver, basically running security and being his kind of company.
Hey, I've realized in pro sports that there's hangers around, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the old man just shows up sight unseen and never leaves. And I would be fine with that. I'd be like, you can be a floater, but I'll tell you what, when I go out of town, the fridge better be stocked, groceries, but like all of it better be done.
Well,
dry cleaning, house clean,
These guys are making so much money now.
so much.
Like Jokic must be making $60 million a year. You know, so like if you tell both your brothers, come in, stay in Denver, I'll give you each $1 million a year.
Dude, you know when I realized it? When watching hockey, how many games the parents get to watch. Like,
Oh, yeah.
my parents would come see me in Ottawa, maybe Buffalo, Montreal the odd time. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would do like one special trip like every other year where him and their friends would go to Nashville or New York or something. I think there's some parents out there that are watching 3/4 of these kids' games in the NHL live.
Flying.
Like going to all the games.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys this. Noodles had no hangers-ons. Every apartment I went to of his, I honestly, when I walked in the front door, I thought we'd walk directly into a closet. It was so small. It's the smallest apartments. He didn't have room for friends. He had
Yeah.
no room for anything.
Brilliant. That means no after parties at his house. That's a smart play.
No. We had one time a party there, and we couldn't. It was like 3 of us, me, Noodles, and maybe Pronger. There was no room for anyone else. 3 cups.
Yeah. Great hospitality by Noodles.
I'll tell you what, that guy is squeaky clean though. Like when he travels, everything is dialed in, his luggage, like he knows when he is dialed in. Everything's in order. All of his affairs are in order.
Yeah. They're in order.
Hand sanitizer.
Oh. dude,
God, does he love that hand sanitizer?
he
My
will
God.
hand sanitize a hand sanitize.
He must have the driest hands.
I've
his
seen
friend's
him
No,
hand
hands
it's not that,
sanitize.
dude. It's germs.
And then not touch
I know.
anything and then go back in. I'm like, what was the purpose of the second round of hand sanitize?
He acts like he's a surgeon. I mean, but
He'll
but it's
touch
'cause
his
he
own
puts-
laptop and then go back in. It's like,
Yeah.
what's on your laptop? That's your laptop.
he's-
Yeah, you're right.
Gets a bad haircut, sanitized. Like it's always the same.
Maybe that's what he thinks. It'll get him past like a bad haircut, bad meal. All I need is a little hand sanitizer, and I'm back on.
He is fully
right
addicted to
path.
hand sanitizer.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's got an addiction. We might have to have like an intervention with him.
I'm not kidding you. I agree.
Okay. Strutty, you're in for that? We'll
I
zoom
am.
you in. Okay.
I'm in for sure. I mean, you got to wash your hands, but it's all the time with this guy.
Yeah, it's excessive. He's doing it right now, guaranteed, in Anaheim, right now, sleeping. All right, the insiders coming in studio. We'll catch up with them. We'll get you an update on what's going on around the league. We got Luke coming up. We got John Schneider coming up. Leafs Columbus tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
NLL Face-Off Weekend on TSN and TSN Plus. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul. Just tell them ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me.
Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line of the final score. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jason Strudwick out in Edmonton, Alberta, and look who we have in studio. Darren Dreger, who we see quite often, and Chris Johnston in here.
Cleaned up nice, too, huh?
CJ looks top-notch.
Tight.
Woo.
Got lost.
Good-looking man.
You got lost? I know. I haven't seen you around here in quite some time.
I think July 1st was the last time I was in the studio with you.
Well, it's good to see you guys. And tell me if I'm wrong, but one of the constant themes in the league right now, besides fan bases griping about their teams, and we will get to a couple of those in a moment, but injuries. Woo. Like Hedman's out for a while. McAvoy just had facial surgery. The Leafs are obviously depleted. Like, there's nothing the league can do about this, but it seems like a pretty consistent theme league-wide. How many injuries there are to star players.
And any complaints about the shortened training camp? Like, is that a factor or what?
Well, or the condensed schedule and all that. But in talking to general managers about this, and I applied to the league to get some comparisons. And the league doesn't like talking about injuries, right? I mean, normally it has to do with club personnel, so, that's a club issue. So I didn't get a response from the National Hockey League, but the comparison has to be high this year as compared to other years. So instantly, you think of the shortened training camp, you look at the condensed schedule of the Olympics, but we're not looking at groin pulls and knee stuff. Like we're looking at kind of bigger picture, longer term sort of issues. So I'm not sure why it is, but a lot of teams in the league are dealing with it.
Funny, I just was talking to someone who works for a team as I was driving out here.
Got to say his name?
I will not, but I actually hope he's going to listen. I told him I was going to do the show, and he said he'd tune in. He was railing against the Olympics. He was like, what are we doing going to the Olympics?
Yeah.
He's like, these guys are not robots. He's like, we're basically playing the same schedule as normal, minus 3 weeks. His team, and this was in the near 20 back-to-backs. And he's
an owner?
No, it's a front office person. But anyway, point is, he was just saying, these guys aren't robots. Like, even as good a shape as they're in, you can't push them. He's like, we don't even practice at this point. Yeah. We're just trying to manage everyone's bodies. And yeah, it's not great for the product.
Well, and that's another thing, the product, right? We talked about it yesterday with Ray. And the fact that no one practices ever, is a big part of it as well. Like, what can you expect in terms of details and getting guys, playing at a level you might want them?
But that
I think it's a built-in excuse, guys. Sorry. Like, it's the best league in the world. And if you really need to figure out what your systems are, give me a break.
Well, systems are one thing.
I agree. But the injury
Yeah.
issue, though, is amplified by not being able to practice. Because you've got guys that can't get their reps in, right? So that's why it's taking players longer to seemingly get up to speed when they miss 5-10 games.
But Strutty, let's say you were a D-man on a new team. Like, would you be really confused or need a bunch of reps to do something different on a different NHL team? I know you probably needed some reps, but would you really need it or what?
A nice shot. No, the problem, if I didn't know the system, I would be gone. I would be somewhere else. But
that's right.
I will say this, and I think this makes a difference. I think it's just the reps and having that feeling of whether for a D-man, it's maybe making breakout passes or it's battling in front of the net or, locking guys out, taking one-on-ones. Like, you do need reps because it's hard to just find that part of your game if you never do it. You can show me a video 1,000 times. Doesn't mean I can hit a hole-on-one and on a par 3, right? So you need to do it and be out there, guys.
Okay.
So you know what NHL clubs are going to do now? You're going to ban all sorts of glassware and stuff from team functions and dinners.
Barbecues.
And you can't have a barbecue on your premises if you're employed by the National Hockey League.
That makes a lot of sense to me, Can either of you tell us anything about this Austin Matthews situation that is not publicly known at this point? Because, well, like for me,
specific injury? No.
Well, I heard Berube say today, well, he's shooting better, which is a good sign. I'm like, I heard him say that 25 times last year.
Yeah.
And that makes my radar go off. Like, I thought it was a lower body injury.
It's unrelated to what he dealt with.
So it's not what it was last year?
Not.
100% not what it was.
Not.
Okay, so that's a positive, and I think that's what Leaf fans would like to hear. Because they never say anything about this guy in particular. And I know it's mostly him. He's not interested in telling anybody anything. But considering the year he had last year, and, then all of a sudden he's on IR, and now he's not playing, and now there's no timeline. Like, where do we stand on Matthews and the Leafs?
Because usually when a guy takes the ice like that, isn't he usually 5 days away or something?
He looks pretty good in the skate.
Or is that not the case here?
Matthews could be 5 days away.
Yeah, I think the
don't
question.
think he'll be ready on the weekend, do you?
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
But
so now you're looking in the middle of next week because they have a bit of a break.
my only caveat is just how important every game is for Leafs right now. And he did stay out for a long time today. So, hypothetically, if they lose tonight, I could see maybe pushing for Saturday. But if not, they have till Wednesday off. And so, it's a muscle type of injury, I was told, one that responds to rest a little bit, which is why I think it took a little longer. But given that fact, I mean, I think there's an argument to be made. Why rush it for Saturday when you get 3 days till the next game? Mm-hmm. The Leafs, aren't in one of those situations where their schedule is going crazy in this exact moment. So, I don't want to I don't want to say he's 100% back on this game because you're right. It is a mystery, right? The Leafs,
if it drifts beyond next Wednesday,
then we got a problem.
Then we got a bigger story.
Mm-hmm.
And my sense is it's hard to pinpoint targeting. Like I said, I don't think he'll be available on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I'd be surprised if he was. But if you get to Wednesday and he's not an option at that point, or very, very, very close, all right. Now it's time to start digging a little harder.
And there's a lot of gray right now with the Leafs. Like Anthony Stolarz, remember when he left the game in Boston?
A game or two, right?
Greg Berube was hoping he'd be back right away. He hasn't been on the ice. It's obviously that's the nature of some of the injuries, I guess. The players can only go when they can go. But it's not just that the Leafs are missing a lot of guys. We don't know when they're coming back.
I know. Like the Nyes thing, we were joking the other night. We were on a panel. We signed off at 5:55. He was playing. We did a pregame at 6:05. He was out.
He's out.
Yeah, in 10 minutes, he was out of the lineup.
It was like a tanking thing with the guys that were out. We got down there. It was like, are these guys tank? Everyone's gone.
Right.
Carlo's gone. Nye's gone.
And it's not the reason they're in the position they're in, but now it's a reality. I mean, this is a real difficult go for the Leafs. Like, they're really in one with injuries.
It's not why they're in that position, but it's a hurdle to getting out of it.
Exactly.
Right? Like, they're already in the bottom of that hole, and those guys did play. A lot of them played during those times, but now they have to win games. I mean, they're getting late in the season.
The general manager, though, would quick to point out that's why you don't trade Nicky Robertson. That's why you don't make rash decisions. You embrace your depth because you're going to need that depth at varying points of the regular season and obviously the playoffs.
So why didn't that apply to David Kampf then?
Well, he wanted out.
And the coach,
but it wasn't him in July saying I want out, right? Like, the Leafs didn't want him anymore.
Well, I just don't think that he fit the eye of Craig Berube.
Yes. I think that's fair.
So, when
he was scratched for 12 or 13
what did
playoff
you call
games?
that? Fitting the eye?
Yeah. Yeah, for whatever reason. I mean, coaches and players, that happens all the time.
That's right.
Every team in the league has that. Now, again, in hindsight, I'm sure Brad Treliving would say, well, if David Kampf had reported and he had played for the Marlies, he'd be back in the National Hockey League with the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, right?
He might be like their second-line center at this point, the way things are going. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Be a pretty good opportunity for David Kampf. But, listen, Scott Laughton returns tonight, and that's pretty significant. I liked Quillen's game the other night. Played aggressively.
He can skate.
Yeah. That seems to be a big, like, we keep talking about specific positions with this team. Might need a top six winger. Maybe need a puck-moving defenseman. They need some pace in their game.
Well, and guys who finish checks, too. Like, I think Quillen had, 4 hits in that hockey game? How many did Max Domi have?
I didn't know.
0, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm identifying him. I mean, you could probably, as we look at the lineup now, Michelli, I don't know. I think he had one hit, maybe zero.
I didn't notice Michelli at any point other than when he dumped it over the glass.
I think he's got a skate and a half in the doghouse.
Yes.
That's what I think.
David Camp, like.
Does he not fit the eye?
He doesn't fit the eye.
Just throw the other
Doesn't
half
fit
of the
the eye.
skate in there. You don't have to say skate and a half.
Yeah. Darren Dreger, Chris Johnston in studio. All right, let's get to where Struddy's waiting patiently.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Edmonton, goaltending. Like, is it just a foregone conclusion? Skinner, Pickard, they're playing out the rest of the year? Because if they were going to make a move, why didn't they do it in the summer? Or is it still possible it could change at some point
I
this
don't
year?
see, Brian, how you guys can comment on it, but I don't see how that could be something that happens going forward. That can't happen. If they are going to make the playoffs, scared to even say that sentence, their goaltending cannot stay the same as it is right now.
Yeah,
Sorry, no way in hell.
I mean, they have to explore it. Every time we talk about goaltending, and Struddy probably talks about it minute by minute in that market. But look, you get the same response from Stan Bowman and management. It's the same tandem that helped us get back to the Stanley Cup final again. All right, okay, I can accept that, but that's in the past. And the reality is now the tandem isn't working. So I can't imagine that Bowman isn't making calls. But Buffalo's carrying 3 guys, right? Boston has depth in that position. There are teams that have goalies not playing in the National Hockey League that could be considered an upgrade on what Edmonton has. And then you've got the Connor Ingram experiment that's going on in Bakersfield. So it has to be a topic that they talk about inside hockey ops.
Yeah, and I guess, Dregs, that's what we're looking at here, right? If you're the Edmonton Oilers, you're not going to get like a Swayman-like player. Not that I'm saying he's available. You got to get someone that is budget-friendly at this time.
Is that going to be good enough? That's the question.
For a team trying to win a cup, that's the hard part too, right? But I guess it's like anything. We're looking at the Leafs, like Troy Stetcher, like he can help, right? Quillen can help get them out of it. These guys aren't white knights to save everything. I mean, maybe for the Oilers, they just need a guy who can come in and make a few saves. It's tough. They put themselves in the spot,
to learn how
though.
to defend.
Yeah. That's how.
Thank you, Dregs.
Yeah. That's a part of it as well. But I don't know. Their goaltending stats are pretty off the charts, man. Like, it's pretty staggering.
Not good.
Yeah, both teams struggling right now. Injuries in Montreal as well, like in pretty big ones, right? Doc's out. Newhook's done basically for the season now. And Gooley's out for a while. Like, they had such a hot start. Now they're really cooling off. Like, I know Ken Hughes, I believe, was speaking recently about, but they got flexibility and they got prospects. Like, they seem like a team that could be possibly active at some point.
Well, trying, no question about that. And you got to wonder, like Johnny Beecher, was put on waivers, which made no sense to me by the Boston Bruins. I mean, granted, not in the lineup, but there's a big kid who can flat out skate, a centerman, right? Well, obviously, Calgary's going to take him. I mean, if he'd slipped deeper, Montreal for sure is. I'm not sure the Toronto Maple Leafs wouldn't. I mean, there would have been a number of different teams. So is that an area that maybe Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens explore? I mean, probably. They had interest in David Kampf. If things hadn't worked out in Vancouver, I would have thought that Montreal would have been a player. So,
well, short term, there's no forward in the league that could come available they won't look at.
Has to be.
Just because they were already looking, obviously, down the line, they're looking for their second line center. But right now, we're talking bargain bin shopping. They just need some bodies and guys to fill in. And so they're very active. I think they're looking at situations. There's some rumors out there might be a couple more contract terminations like we saw with Kampf. I mean, this is the state we're in. We're not talking about trades at this point. But I think there's someone else too. I haven't sleuthed it out yet, but it sounds like there's a couple forwards league wide still that
Pittsburgh
might be looking to copy the Kampf model.
I like that.
So those players, could end up in Montreal too. I mean, I just think they have to lolook at everyone that is available, and the trade market's paralyzed right now. There's just nothing going on.
Are we officially extending the deadline of figuring out what your team is, which is for the longest time since I've been involved in the NHL? American Thanksgiving, you know what you got. Has everyone pushed that back? Are we doing, is it Christmas now?
Yeah, probably, but I mean, it's all related to the standings. Like, how many teams are below 500 right now in 32? 5, maybe? And every division, I mean, the worst place, the last place team in each division is still within striking distance of a playoff spot.
I know, but Drex, how many phony teams are out there just trying to fool their fan base saying we got a chance?
Yeah, but those general managers are also trying to fleece the guys who are calling. So, we just talked about Montreal and some of these other clubs of need because of injury. Well, they're calling the teams that should be selling or considering selling, but the asking price on some of these players, I'm told, is outrageous. So, to your point, maybe that's what it is. It's just because of the logjam, you extend whatever that magic games played number is before you pull the trigger.
Oh, dog, Jim Montgomery, the Blues coach this week, said December 1st. So he's delaying it a little beyond American Thanksgiving, but only a couple days. And this
Right before the holiday freeze, just stick it to the player.
Yeah.
Just
I like it. 10
Merry
more days.
Christmas, and we just traded you to wherever.
here's a one-way ticket to a city you don't want to live in.
I think anybody with half a brain can watch a team for 3 weeks and say,
Yeah.
that's what you are. It's like scouting trips. You see a guy 5 times, you pretty much know what you got.
How many teams are good right now, though? Like,
Not
to
a lot,
put it
man.
back on you, like, how many teams are we like, this is legit for sure right now a good team?
Colorado's damn
Colorado, yeah.
good.
Okay,
Colorado's
and then-
Dallas.
Dallas is good. Winnipeg's good.
Carolina.
Carolina's good. Other than that,
Vegas.
New Jersey can be good when they get Hughes back, but they have issues in the playoffs. But
Anaheim.
like,
won
what a
again last
year to be like Colorado. Like, you should be thinking, like, their talk in the locker room should be, this is like, we should be full steam ahead.
Like, when we have a team dinner, stay away from the cutlery. Like, just be careful.
night. Just be clean and everyone get in and get out.
Yeah.
That is the move.
They've got every position covered, though, right? Like, Wedgwood is playing out of his mind. Obviously, their defense is as solid as any. And you got Nate McKinnon and Marty Natchez just filling the net.
Yeah, Nate has been really good.
So if you're in the Eastern Conference, though, it's wide open based on what you guys
Yeah.
like. I
I
think
find it weird when you go back to, sorry, CJ, but when you go back to Natchez in Colorado, like, they paid him 11.5 and they walked away from Rantanen at 12. Do you not think that's bizarre?
Yes.
Or did they just
Yeah, it was-
something-
Yes. No, it is.
It is like
It is, and that's why I think, not to go back to that story, but I mean, that's why Rantanen was surprised when he spoke to the media like 5 days after that trade. We were just kind of in the early goings of a negotiation, but they're looking ahead. They're looking at Cale Makar, who they're going to deal with in the offseason. You know, wow, 12 is too rich. 12.5 can't do that.
Well,
They end up giving it to Marty Natchez.
like, considering McDavid didn't take any more money, like, is it reasonable to expect Makar to be the highest paid player in the league after he signs?
There's a case.
Like, why would he take a penny less than Kaprizov? Like, he doesn't have to. It's his call, but, like, why would he? Like,
Or does
well,
it
they're
take
probably
less
going to
term?
say to him, do you still want to play in Colorado if you want to ask for that?
well, that's a great question, too. Like, are they going to apply the Rantanen strategy to him? I mean,
Maybe. I wonder, though, and I'm talking about the top dogs, and certainly Cale Makar fits into that stratosphere. How many of those top guys, and Connor McDavid isn't that far away from it, Struddy, how many of those guys, when they dive into that unrestricted free agent market, they're not looking for $120 million. They want a 3-year deal. Give me top dollar for 3 years so that, okay, I'm going to make good money, but I know what the window is with this team, and then I'm going to cash in again after that. I think with some of these big guys, and Makar could be in that mix as well, we're going to be surprised at how short some of these terms are.
okay.
I think
Like
that's
Braun
so
style.
stupid.
Yeah?
I
You'd
just-
take the security? And,
Yeah, just
Well, they all have that already, though,
They have
financially.
$100 million in the bank.
Yeah.
How much more security do you need?
why
That's
not
a lot of
another
Slurpees.
100, Strud? Not everyone's like you that has 100 in the bank. The way you used to move the puck back there. Someone paid for that.
a lot of money.
Underpaid.
A lot of
Yes,
money.
you were.
All right, boys. Good seeing you guys. Thanks
You
for
too.
coming in.
You sick, by the way?
I was. I feel actually
If I'm
fine
sick
now.
next week, we got a problem.
It could, listen,
Could be my
blame Winnipeg.
last overdrive ever.
Blame Manitoba.
Dude,
the
I'll tell you
province
what,
of Manitoba.
This guy,
Don't say a bad word against Manitoba.
took
we
me
love
down.
Manitoba. That's our
they,
second
and they
home.
love us. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Very
when-
reciprocal.
now when
You know the
heard-
classic line, it felt like home.
Yes.
But this guy was so sick.
Hold on,
and
I'm going to
so-
read a text.
If you do that, I will honestly snap your neck in here. This guy was so sick in Manitoba. And as soon as the light came on for the show,
I'm coughing already.
Yeah.
Professional.
this guy's a professional.
Professional. From 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 100%. Everything else, 0%. All right, boys.
Thanks,
Great
guys.
seeing
All
you
right,
guys.
see you
guys.
Darren Drager, Chris Johnston joining us. We got Luke coming up. I'm sure Luke is going to take the points in Houston tonight, but we'll see. We'll see where his head's at with the Bills playing the Texans on Thursday Night Football. And John Schneider in about 40 minutes. Overdrive continues, TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
NLL Face-Off Weekend on TSN and TSN Plus. Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I'm going to have to leave the National Hockey League beat next spring. Do you know where I'm heading?
No idea.
To Guelph, Ontario.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Guelph Storm for hosting the Memorial Cup.
Wow.
No city in Canada is more deserved.
I love that.
And I'm going to go cover the Mem Cup for
That's
TSN.
great. Yep, I saw that today. That's a big, big get for Guelph, man. That's big.
Guelph deserves it. Way to go, Guelph. I'm
Guelph's
really
a great
happy
town.
for you. And I'm thinking Laura Dyken, me, Frankie, Ryan Callahan, former Guelph Storm, and Craig Button, we do the Storm games.
Should you have someone
I
that's
love that.
won it there or no? Does that matter?
Yeah, has Guelph ever won the Memorial Cup?
Dude, why do you got to?
I'm just
I'm just
genuinely
talking about
curious.
TV.
No,
I'm
I know.
talking about TV.
I know, but
I think that'd be
you know,
great.
Is that they have a history of excellence in Guelph that I'm not aware of?
I hate to say this, but Doogie, look that up.
Kind of the Columbus Blue Jackets of the O.
Dude, you better. That's a dick thing to say.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I had to associate an NHL team to Guelph, I'd probably use Columbus.
Dude, take it back right now.
Why? But why are they deserving? Like, what is
Great town. It is a great town. Great building.
It is.
building?
Everything's awesome. They deserve it.
Guelph's a great spot. Love
How long
Guelph.
did you play there, O-Dog? I'm guessing you played there.
How much did I played
How
3
long?
years there.
3 years.
3 years.
Drew Doughty was there. Drew Doughty was a
Doughty.
great Guelph Storm.
Yeah.
Really good player.
He was a Storm. I think
Was
they did win the
Bertuzzi there?
Memorial Cup. Yeah, you and Bertuzzi were teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did win it one. I know they won the OHL championship one year. Maybe when Callahan was there and the captain, they had. No, it was probably just before him. But
Dustin
Dustin Brown
Brown
was on that team.
lots-
Dan
lot of
Girardi
good-
was there when they won it.
Damn right.
Danny G.
Yeah, and they had
Remember
like
Bertuzzi? That's a lot
high
of two big helmets, eh? You and Bertuzzi, O-Dog?
I would assume so. Yeah.
yeah, two massive buckets. Imagine those two in Guelph.
Well, you with your hair started fading, Strutty. Probably in junior, you went with the kids bucket.
I forgot. Strutty's a part of one of the all-time great dynasties in
He certainly
CHL
is. Him
history.
and Tux, Kamloops
Yeah,
Blazers.
Tux,
I've
yeah.
never heard them mention that before, though.
No, we don't. We
I've
don't
never
bring it
heard
up.
them mention it.
How many times has Tux mentioned that the Memorial
Oh.
Cups and a round of
he-
golf?
Every third
Twice
or
a
fourth
round of golf.
Every third or fourth round, I'm sure it
He
comes
loves
up.
it. He loved it there. He
Yeah.
loved it, and it was fun. It was junior hockey's so much fun to play. Oh, it's the best.
Best time of my life in Guelph, Ontario,
agree.
playing hockey.
And it's getting the Memorial Cup back. I love it. Shout out to Guelph. We love it.
I'll be on the panel for the Mem Cup in
Okay.
2027.
All right. Luke Wilson coming up. John Schneider coming up. Leafs Columbus tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
This is Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Hour 2 Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jason Strudwick, John Schneider coming up later this hour. Best Bets coming up. Leafs in Columbus. Raptors are a wagon. That one you can send out. The Raptors are a wagon.
Paul Ross sent out a tweet last night. This team is special.
They are second in the East. They won 5 in a row last night. That was their 5th in a row. They've won a bunch of games. They're on fire. They just went down to Philly and smacked Nick Nurse and the Sixers around.
You know what we got to get on Monday? Our boy Sammy.
Yes. Well, Sam has high praise for everyone on this team.
Dude, he was pumping their tires in the pregame show. Like, he was singing, he was dancing.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. He
No, I
is
know.
fired up.
Well, he said this week he thinks Scotty Barnes is on a trajectory to be better than Kawhi Leonard. That the way, you know, how versatile he is.
Scoring the ball?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Wow.
that's where he's got to catch up with Kawhi. Kawhi can shoot, and Kawhi's three-point shot in particular, that's where Scotty is still lacking. Like,
There's
it's
a
not-
legendary story that when Kawhi was here, I think Nick Nurse told us this. I don't know if he wants us to repeat it, but they were having some meeting about fancy plays, and it was like an opportunity for people to speak up about what they wanted to do offensively. And Kawhi Leonard put up his hand and said, just give me the damn ball. Let me score the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the play.
Like, cool meeting.
Forget
This has
about
been
your
a lot
stupid
of fun,
fancy plays and give me the ball, and I'll score the ball.
And he was right.
Damn right he was right.
Pretty good game plan.
Yeah.
Pretty good game plan. But, yeah, Sam's been pumping the tires of Jakob Poeltl, who's been great. And Brandon Ingram's been perfect. Like, he has just fit in seamlessly, man. They're long. They're athletic.
You remember when
they
Sammy
defend really well. They're playing great, man.
Do you remember when Sammy told us he was going to get us on Augusta National?
Yeah, that one
That one didn't work out, man.
And the second he said it, I'm like, there's no way this guy's being honest. And to be fair to Sam, why would you ever use an Augusta bullet on us? You know what I mean? Like, he could hook us up with a lot of things, Strud. A lot of things. If we ever called up Sam and said, hey, can you get a basketball signed? He'd probably be like, I can find a way to do that for you.
Yeah. Get your seats in Atlanta, maybe.
Exactly. We're coming down to Atlanta. You know, no one's really showing up for these Hawks games anyway. He's a big shooter down in Georgia. He's not wasting an Augusta bullet on the two of us. It's not going to happen. But Raptors on fire right now. A wagon. Get that posted, Doogie. The Bills, they're coming off a big win last week, but they do not win on the road, man. They struggle on the road, and they're a big favorite. 5.5-point favorite in Houston tonight.
If you smell what the Win Wilson is cooking.
I'd like to welcome the only person I respect in this room.
Let's go. Let's go. Now we go. Now we go. Now we go. All right. Then you got to take Houston tonight.
We're going to.
I told you he was taking Houston. It's a lock. You got to take the points at home.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not even. I took me 12 seconds.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Parts. Number one. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Let me just. I need Hayes to say the matchup and the spread, and then
Buffalo Bills -5.5 in Guelph in Houston.
Guelph.
I love Guelph. I love Guelph.
You better, you bastard. Because what you said in the first segment was awful.
Kirk Muller played in Guelph, didn't he?
Damn right he did.
Someone just wrote me, said Kirk Muller played in Guelph.
Hey, can we get the scores back up? Oh, I got good news, Parts.
Okay. Hazenbro +10. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's +10, but we had both records.
Why is that?
We're getting close to being above 50 again. We're going to go to 16 tonight.
I see. Okay.
Parts, we're
almost there.
Yeah.
We're almost there, which means hashtag now we go.
Hashtag now. We got to keep chipping away. We can't get all 10 back this weekend. Let's just get 2.
I know.
Let's come in here next week.
There is one problem though. You're starting to sound like some coaches on I'm sure you've been on a bad team where the guy's like, we got to keep chipping away. And you're looking at him like, this has been 2 months of chipping away.
I have.
We're chipping a hole in the ground and jumping in it.
I still believe it, though. We got Houston with 6 points.
5.5.
Yeah.
5.5.
They'll cover that.
Okay.
Listen, number one defense, points given up. Number 1 defense, total yards. I think they're 3 in both pass yards and rush.
I know. I figured
short week.
The points. Here's what scares me for you guys. It's you guys, so this will spin everything out of control now because you two picked this game. But that line, I looked at it thinking the same thing. Like, Buffalo on the road really struggles. Their run defense has been terrible, especially on the road. Josh has not been good on the road. So why is it 5.5 for the Bills? Like,
because there's a lot of suckers out there.
Something tells me Vegas is thinking,
go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go.
You know these songs pump us up.
I know that, but I think Vegas is sniffing out a Josh Allen masterpiece tonight.
You think so?
Then that's why this line is what it is. That Josh Allen, and you know it. I think inside, this guy knows.
I think Vegas gave us a layup.
Doesn't Al's brother have a stupid comment like Bills under the lights on a Thursday? They speak to John.
I'm sure he does.
Moon phase.
I haven't heard from Al's brother in over a week.
Dude, he's in a coma on that boat.
Yeah,
I know it.
He's on a boat, and I don't know what he's doing, and it's very unsettling.
Yeah,
but
there could be a dateline on where this guy's at. Who the hell knows where he's at?
I don't know where he's at, Al's brother. But this is a big game. I mean, for both teams, Houston, I guess, is still technically kind of in a race.
Bad.
Yeah, got to win this game.
Houston needs it really bad. They had the slow start. If you look at Houston's schedule and how they've done recently, they've been pretty solid, but. The slow start's been killing them.
Okay. Yeah, so they're 5-5. They're not going to get back in the division, but maybe in a wild card race.
Yeah.
But
Definitely in the
Buffalo,
wild card race.
like if you're going to chase down New England, you got to get this. And I guess JP just said that Josh Allen has never lost on a Thursday night.
Oh, we don't need him to lose.
Just need him to cover.
Yeah, we don't care about the win and loss here.
Okay.
We need him to win by 5 points or less.
So what do you make of this Keon Coleman story where he's out again tonight? Like he was told you're not playing last week because he was late for meetings for discipline reasons. And
he didn't do it again, did he?
I mean, he could, but I'll say this: even if he was late for a meeting, that's not grounds to healthy scratch a guy. There's got to be a myriad of things here that came before that. Like that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. But there's no way that that's the only thing that's been going on. So my guess is that, and I saw the, I believe it was Deion Dawkins there.
I called him out.
Called him
pretty
out
significantly.
And he said, like, yo, now we got to go. We got to fix this. And it sounds like he didn't respond to that either. You know, whether that was another meeting, whether that's even mental errors in practice, there could be a lot of things like that. So if you're a Bills fan right now, and this is where, again, I don't mean to keep bringing this up. How did you not go out and get a receiver? Like, how did you not, especially if you knew that Keon Coleman had all these issues off the field?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's late for meetings. Whatever the issue is, it's big enough where now he's a healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row.
And in the NFL, that's big time, right? 2 in a row. One's big time when you're only playing 17.
And it's big time, and there's not that many healthy scratches. That's the other thing.
Well, look what the Cowboys just did with Lamb and Pickens.
One play.
Yes. And like those guys, there's reports. Like
that guy
his game
was
in
throwing up
Vegas.
at the tables.
What a legend.
In Vegas, there's some reports he may have gotten up to no good or something happened.
Yeah, the Red Rock Casino. I got to go to this Red Rock Casino. I've always stayed on the Strip. Every time I look up, somebody's at the Red Rock Casino.
Yeah,
we should go. After we win this year, we should go.
Parts, unfortunately, I'm no fun to go out with anywhere.
Why not?
I don't drink. I want to go to bed at 9. It's not fun. It's a loser behavior. There's nothing.
That's why I didn't see you at the Grey Cup that much outside of the OverDrive.
No. Dude, we were snoring, me and this guy.
I wasn't any better than he was. I was shutting the mill down. Like I went to Winnipeg to shut her down and come home.
Snoring 9:07 p.m.
Yeah. Can I ask why, boys?
I wasn't feeling well personally. This guy, that's just a lifestyle thing. We're committed to the game. It was a business trip.
Committed to the game.
It was a business trip.
It was a business trip.
We were there to make it pop when we were live on the air. That's how we operate.
I like that. Pros.
That's how we operate. How about this report out of Philly that like there's frustration from within the organization directed towards Jalen Hurts and his play, which has not been great. Yet Hurts is always kind of like a Stuart Skinner thing, Strud, where it's like, yeah, maybe the stats aren't phenomenal, but they win Super Bowls and go to Super Bowls, and somehow it works for him. And he addressed it today and said, not surprised by anything, and this is the nature of the position, and I'm not going to run from it, blah, blah, blah. But the Eagles are in a good spot, wins and loss.
That's just somebody trying to stir up some garbage, aren't they? Like, they're in a great spot.
They're in a great spot, but I think, and I mean this, they should be in a better spot. Like, he's kind of the weak link right now.
Yeah, he's not playing well.
He's not playing well, and they're winning, and that's all that matters. But I get why guys in that locker room are like, hey.
So the receivers are pissy that they're not getting their touches and getting their stats, is what you're saying.
Yes, but if you like really look at the film, a lot of it's really easy stuff. Like, you know, he's sitting there and you got a zone side and a man side, even conceptually, like they don't do a lot of complex stuff. And a lot of people point the finger at Hurts for that because he can't handle the kind of basic concepts they're running.
But what if he's got a Brady type mentality where he's like, this is what's going to win for us in the playoffs, so let's stick to it?
I mean,
is that not a possibility?
It is to a degree, but in the same breath, it's like we should be able to throw the ball a lot better than what they are doing, especially with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Like, it shouldn't be this complicated.
Even Saquon is a guy who can catch out of the flat. Like,
yes.
You can run.
That roster is loaded. And for them to kind of be like squeezing by wins, I could see where that would get a bit frustrating.
Do you not find it crazy how Saquon dominated the highlight packs every week last year and did what he did, and then it's just not even close?
That's one thing that I do find bizarre. And, you know, you go to a new OC, but it's like, how did we get to the point, like...
How'd you deviate from that?
Yes, like, we had the script here on, like, what works, and Hurts had a better year last year, And now the run game's been an abomination, and that's now bled into the pass game because, like I said, they don't have a very complex pass game. It's a lot of, like, hitches and then big shots over the top and hope your guys make plays. So it is a bit strange. That's beyond what Hurts is doing. To me, what's more shocking, like you said, is Saquon kind of not being able to run the football. It's not him, you know. He's getting hit in the backfield a lot.
Right. Go ahead, Strud.
Yeah, what about Shadir Sanders? I know it's not a massive game, the Raiders and the Browns, but what do you expect from him for the Browns fans? And they're everywhere. They're an everywhere fan, those guys.
Yeah, they are. They're a big fan base.
I think he's going to be okay, but part of it is because of who they're playing. You know, I think Shadir is going to be okay. I'm not expecting him to, like, go in there and light it up. I mean, his game against Baltimore, I've seen better quarterback performances. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, I do think one of the things that I can't stand right now is when people are like, oh, it's his first rep with the ones. I'm like, when did you think he was going to get
yeah.
Just being completely transparent, guys, Pete Carroll was probably the most liberal guy when it came to giving backups reps that I played with. And, like, if we have a 10-play period, Russ is going to get 8 of those plays, and the 2 plays he doesn't, like, will be kind of hand-selected where Russ already got them, and the ones are generally not in with Russ. The third-string guy will be lucky to get P-squad reps. Like, I'm serious. They don't. When are you going to play? The backup barely gets any reps, let alone the P-squad guy. And then when you come in, you have a rookie in front of him, Gabriel. Russ was a veteran guy, like, down the road where you're giving 2 reps away. You're not giving Gabriel, 2 reps off. It's like, man, this guy needs every rep under the sun. So that's not that narrative is a bit childish to me when people are like, oh, they haven't given him any reps with the ones. I'm like, that's common practice.
That, to me, and again, I didn't play in the NFL, but hearing yourself and so many other former NFLers call out this disingenuous narrative that was driven really, Cam Newton was hammering away at it. And it's like, Cam, you would know that better than anybody. What, like, a third stringer doesn't get reps
ever
after training camp, barely in training camp.
Even in different positions, like, let's put it to you this way. If you're the third tight end, you're not getting, like, okay, there's a route where the tight end's getting the ball. Like, everything is scripted in practice, right? I don't know if this makes sense, but you'll go into, like, a period that's 3rd and 3 to 6. So, hey, this period's all third downs. And, like, my coach would sit there. It's already scripted. We know what's going on. And he'd be like, okay, you know, I want Jimmy in for this play. I want Luke in for this play. I want Nick Van in for this play. And he'd go on and on and on. He's not going to have Jimmy hand down front side a wide zone. But on the flip side, if we're in the red zone running a fade, I'm not going in. Jimmy is. Like, he wants the rep to be Russ to Jimmy like it's going to be in the game.
Right.
So, I like, this is very, very common practice.
Well, and he is playing Vegas, which is beneficial. I mean, Max Crosby will be chasing him around.
Yeah, but outside of that, I'll tell you this.
Big opportunity for him.
It is a very big opportunity, and the Vegas thing makes me pretty sad. Like, Pete Carroll, as you guys know, is like a huge mentor to me. And I was convinced that he'd find a way to, like, scrap out 7 wins. I really thought he'd be able to do it. And, like, even he looks lost on the sideline. And that guy is the most positive human being I've ever been around. Like, again,
every dog has his day, buddy.
It's crazy right now. I remember my rookie year going in, I think we were down 21-0 to Tampa Bay. This year we won the Super Bowl, and Tampa Bay was 0-8, and we were at home. And we were at halftime down 21-0, and Pete Carroll walked in and was like, okay, that didn't work out how we planned, but we're still going to win this game. And, like, gives this big raw speech. And, again, I was 23. I'm like, no way he's still positive right now. We did win that game in overtime, by the way. But I can't fathom looking at Pete and seeing what's going on. I can't compute it.
That's tough. Well, losses, man.
What about Brady? Brady's part of that operation.
Just as bad. Like, how, to this degree. And it was weird because I think defensively they thought they were going to come out and kind of stymie the Cowboys a little bit. And they certainly did not do that. So tough times in Las Vegas right now.
Yeah. I mean, it is tougher maybe in Cleveland or New York or Tennessee. There are other spots that are really struggling. But, yeah, it's ugly, man.
This is a nice little jacket you got there, shirt jacket. Look at this guy.
Yeah. Trying to bring my A game, man. When you're plus 10, dude, you got to bring the heat.
Look at this.
He's a stud.
We're pros, though, man. Look, I'm telling you, we're going to get this tonight. And the pressure's on you now. You got to keep these picks up.
Can you believe these guys, Strud? Like, they're down 10. It's almost U.S. Thanksgiving, and the pressure's on us.
Like, what do you guys have to go winning record the rest of the way to get in? Like, what percentage? Like,
Struddy,
800?
800.
No,
sure.
not at all. Struddy, he's forgetting that we have a 3-game window on Thanksgiving, plus another 5 games after that. We're going to claw back. We're going to claw back 2 this weekend, okay? And we'll be at 8. And we'll probably claw back 2 on Thanksgiving. My guess is by the end of Thanksgiving, we'll be down 3.
By the end of Thanksgiving, they're going to be the guy in the grocery store with the shorts and the pick.
Absolutely.
You know the pick.
Yeah, I know the pick. Al's brother isn't even on this continent.
I don't know.
He quit. He couldn't handle the heat.
There's a chance Al's brother never
Some people
comes
can't
back.
play with the
Dateline.
lead.
Where is Al's? Andrea Canning. Where is Al's brother?
Yes. There's a chance Al's brother is just out of commission.
Yeah, he's in Puerto Rico, laid up somewhere.
This is the problem.
People are looking.
You want to talk about Pete Carroll? You used to always say, it's easy to be an underdog. So easy. Oh, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, when you're the guy sitting at plus 10 and you got to be the guy, some people fold and they leave the country.
I'll tell you
They
what.
rent cars and crappy cars. They're not used to being the guy.
They're not used to being
Buying
the
fake
guy.
sunglasses.
Yep. The U.S. Thanksgiving games are good ones, man. It's Packers, Lions, and then Chiefs at Cowboys.
Yeah.
Cowboys are coming alive, their offense in particular, and then Bengals, Ravens, but I think Burrow could be back. So
Better not go 0-3 that day, Hayes.
that feels like a big swing day. And there's a Friday game that week.
There's another
Bears.
window for us.
And there's
Check.
a lot of games. There's a lot of games still to be played.
Yeah. And then we
Lot
got the
of games.
Christmas week.
Yes, you do. I love when they start playing Friday, Saturday games. Just get college football out of the way.
Yeah.
Just move aside. We're
They
playing
start
now.
hunting every sporting event.
Yeah.
NHL, NBA, we got Christmas, all of it. Get
Christmas,
lost.
they've just completely taken over.
Dominated.
The NBA has no chance.
Boys,
I would stop playing. I would
Yeah.
stop playing.
It's been their thing. The NBA's owned that forever, for decades.
I know.
They've started
big
their
dog
season.
showed up. The NFL showed up. It's our territory now.
Yeah, it is. No turning back.
That's how it goes. Welcome to
turning back.
America.
That's the way it operates.
How are the Leafs going to be, boys? This one's for my dad. Should he be worried?
Yes.
Talk to that guy.
Yeah. I think he should be worried. They got a lot of injuries right now. They got a poor record. They have poor performance.
Yeah.
They got a big hole to dig out of to put it all on track and be one of those teams they have been for the last 8 or 9 years. They're far away from that.
I'll
Can
give
they
them-
do it? Yes. They got a lot of work to do.
How does that happen? Why aren't they doing the work then? Like how? This is one thing I don't get about hockey.
Dude, you know what? You
how
know
does
what
it
it's-
happen?
There's no. We were just talking about some teams that are struggling. It's like every year you show up, there's no guarantee that things are going to go the way they have in the
Yeah.
past. It's like guys get older, things get different. You might not be getting saves that you used to get.
Yeah. What about coaching in hockey? That's another question I got for you guys. How much does a coach matter in hockey? Like I would argue that in football, coaching at the coordinator and the head coach position, coordinators, is a shade below your quarterback.
I had a totally different
quarterback
philosophy.
than coaches.
I had a totally different philosophy, and Hayes and Struddy, I don't know how you guys were, but my idea of the coach was you give me a basic fundamental of a structure to play, whether you're trapping in the neutral zone, kind of a stay-back team, or you want to be aggressive, and give me that, and then tell me when I'm going on the ice, and then motivate me if I'm playing like garbage. That's the 3 things I expected from the coach.
I think you're right. And I think, Luke, you have to remember that in football, everything is scripted. Every play we start over again, right? So the coach has a big impact on each play, whereas hockey, there's a general idea of what we're trying to do in all the 3 phases of the game, but it might not work out. A guy might fall down, then we have to ad-lib and try to find someone else. Or this guy's, hung over, so he's not playing very well. So I got to pick up the leash for him. So I think it's a little bit different. So I think hockey, Dog, you nailed it. I think it's right there, like, helps you, but at the end of the day, you got to come in and do the job.
Yeah. The problem nowadays is there's a lot of kids that grow up and they think they're Connor McDavid, and all they think about is stick handling and scoring goals, and that's it. And they don't have any concept of the team play, playing defensively, and that's why coaches nowadays are so stressed out with trying to explain it to these guys, because every kid growing up thinks they're Connor McDavid and they're going to be an MVP and score 50 goals. And that's how they approach the game. It's just offense, 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 stick handling, going through these plastic sticks, and then dekes, and it's just not like that. Not everybody turns out like that. Everyone's got different roles, but everyone's so spoiled and entitled these days, they think that they get all these, it's just crazy stuff. That's why coaches are stressed to the max. You see these kids come in the NHL, and they look at an iPad after shifts. I can't believe it. It's an iPad. It's like, What are you looking at? That play is over, man.
Yeah, so I do wonder about that as well, because we will look at iPads, but it's like, hey, here's the coverage.
Dude, that's
Totally
the NFL,
yes.
and a lot of situations are similar.
It's also
Hockey is free-flowing, and everything happens at a different pace. There's different personnel on the ice, and nothing is really the same.
The Leafs are minus 135 to miss the playoffs.
On FanDuel, you're getting plus money to make. That's the first time in probably a decade.
What?
In a decade, they were one of the top 5 favorites to win the Stanley Cup every year.
Well,
they're probably preying on Leaf fans, but
always are, Shred. People in Alberta
every year. Come on. Yeah. Every year they're there. No, Luke, I think what they need is they need a puck-moving defenseman because they have a lot of similar type players. I know I've told you guys this before. I'm not getting off this. They need that guy.
And not just a puck-moving defenseman, an elite one.
So, like, Troy Stetcher isn't going to cut it. Is that what you're saying?
No. But that's not his job, right? He came into, and I like Troy a lot. I think he's a competent 6'7", but you need someone higher up that can get that puck moved up the ice quickly, delivered to those guys with nice flow.
Stop it, you two.
I can't believe we just did
confident 6'7".
We are personally going to make that movement stop because we're such losers. Yeah. Like, the kids are going to be like, once these two idiots are doing it, we're not doing it anymore.
It's worn out now.
It's going to be our thing now, and people are going to be like, why are you still doing that? It's not cool anymore.
Yeah.
Al's brother was the one that brought it to our attention. You realize how old we are? Like, we went out for dinner with Doogie.
Yeah. With Doogie?
Yeah.
In
Doogie,
Winnipeg?
In the Peg,
wow.
Yeah. Doogie was
Thanks for the
there.
invite, boys.
Well, you were at the CFL Awards, which we didn't get invited to. Everyone else at the company, except for us, was invited to the
Doogie,
CFL
by the
Awards.
way, is a stud. He sat down. He's like, large beer, please.
Yeah.
The lady was like, we can just give you a regular one. He goes, no, hammer it up top.
Yeah. Did he have the jacket on still? Did he have his sport coat on?
No, he gave that back.
He gave it back.
Yeah, he left that on the corner. He gave it to the guy in the corner and said, I'll get it back.
He threw it
tomorrow.
back in the green bin on the street. He borrowed it and he threw it back.
But he was so dialed in, and he used a term where both of us looked at him and said, what? He used the term dead ass.
Oh, I say that all the time.
Oh, you say that?
Yeah. That's my era too.
Because he was telling us some story. And he goes, "No, I'm dead ass."
Dead ass.
And both of us go, "What?
You guys have heard that? I say that all the time.
Oh, okay. And then he goes, "No, I'm being
term.
serious. I'm being serious." We go, "Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say that?"
Doogie, what does dead ass mean?
Yeah, Doogie, explain why you said dead ass when we were out for dinner. And
does that mean like dead ass serious?
Yeah. Like legit. You're legit.
Okay, you're legit. Yeah, because O and I were both sitting there.
Point. Mic off.
I was like,
enough.
I'll take another Diet Coke over here, and we're going to bed. We have no idea what you're talking about.
Boys, I was a little disappointed, but I'll tell you who I was most disappointed in was Noodles. Because the legend of Noodles is kind of like a mythological creature around here.
We have a conspiracy theory that he was crawling around somewhere.
I didn't see him.
On a Han Solo mission.
I think there's a very good chance he there's a very good chance.
He put on his Darth Vader getup on a Han Solo mission.
Yeah.
And he was somewhere. Because he's got buddies.
Never misses a chance.
No.
Never misses a chance.
What's funny, again, like.
He was at some crap hole bar drinking White Russians. And he was getting into it.
I'm just mad I didn't get the text.
You didn't text us.
Saturday, Sunday, obviously I'm locked down. I'm getting ready for the Grey Cup. But Friday night, I was able to escape a little bit. And I'm like,
where are these guys?
But you guys left town already.
Yeah. No, I know. It was a catch and release maneuver.
Yeah.
Like right after the show, we were kind of wheels up.
Dude, our show was over at 5 p.m.
How did you
Central time? We were on a bird at 7.
There's a 7 p.m. flight to Toronto from Winnipeg?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, it existed for us.
It existed. You should have seen first class.
So you guys took the PJ home, huh?
Basically.
Corporate jet. The Bell corporate jet.
This cat here, he was just worst buddy to travel with. He kept his winter jacket on, did it right up to his neck, put his hands in his pocket, and was KO'd as soon as he sat on the bird. There wasn't 15 people on this thing, and he was done.
I was asleep.
Wow.
I loved it, man.
Really?
It's very comfortable.
Grinding.
Yeah. I just wasn't feeling great out of there. I would have had a great time, but I'm more convinced than ever that Noodles gave us that. Just going to shut her down, guys. Right when he saw us leave, he hit somewhere. He had a spot in Winnipeg. It was absolutely.
Look at this guy.
No.
That's what he was.
I would argue that
shades on, basically saying, "Don't ever talk to me. I'm out."
Listening to music. President's Cup hat. Shout out to my guy Chris. What a hat.
The people in Winnipeg might disagree with this, but I would argue that last week's Grey Cup was the most electric that city has been. Like,
it was on fire, man.
It was on fire.
Blast.
Like, what?
Blast.
I'm sitting there like everywhere you went was like a great time.
Yeah. The Peg represents.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Okay. Well, you guys are on Houston tonight, taking the points at home. Probably the right play, but we'll see.
Parts.
This one could spin you guys out of control if Josh Allen has a night tonight.
Again, have a great evening to the only person I respect in this room.
Okay. Luke Wilson joining us in studio.
Now we go. Now we go. Now we go.
John Schneider.
Now we go.
Next.
Now we go.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, best bets later in the hour. We got Thursday Night Football tonight, Leafs Columbus tonight. We're waiting for news in Major League Baseball. We did a little primer yesterday with Phillips, Jack, for what's going to happen this offseason. And it's as short of an offseason as you can get if you're a member of the Blue Jays, right? Extra innings, Game 7. Still can't believe it. Oh, you were saying earlier you'll wake up in a sweat being like, what the hell happened?
How did they not win? Like, I can't believe they didn't win the World Series. It drives me nuts.
And that's you. Could you imagine what our next guest has possibly been going through?
He's a pro, man. He rebounds.
You think he rebounds quickly?
Of course.
All right, here's the manager of the Blue Jays, John Schneider. Do you rebound quickly, John?
Absolutely, boys. I'm boxing out. I'm rebounding with the best of them right now. It took a couple days. But man, on to the next thing. You know what I mean? It was an unbelievable series. I think that every single player played the right way, and literally an inch or two short. But on to the next thing, and we're excited for 2026.
So how were the emotions, Schneid's, like balancing being proud of what you accomplished and also having the understanding that it was so close and not accomplishing the ultimate goal and still having that kind of fuel you going forward?
Yeah, that was the hardest part, you know. I mean, obviously a really close-knit group, and when you're in it, you know, and when the players are in it, you're just kind of in it, you know, and when it ends, I mean, it hurt. It hurt for a while. It hurt for, you know, I'd be lying if I said not, you know, a week or so, but, you know, days, you know, it hurt. It still hurts, you know, but I think you get past it and you kind of look back and you reflect on what we accomplished, right? And I think if anyone said to us in spring training, hey, you guys are going to win the American League East and win the American League and be in the World Series, yeah, right, you take it. But to be that close, it really, really, it sucked, you know? So probably just now we're getting back and we're saying, okay, here are the things that we really did well. Here are the things that push the organization, the team, our standards forward. And, man, it's just such a hard group to ignore. Individually, collectively, what we did was just phenomenal.
You grabbed everybody in the city and in the country, for that matter. Like, have you thought about having to just bottle that and continue that moving forward? Because all you heard about is how the players loved each other, and there was tears, and they all wanted to stay, and they all want to come back. Like, how do you bottle that moving forward? Not just for the chemistry in the clubhouse, but to equate to wins and good performance moving forward.
Yeah, you try to, you know, and I think we're going to have a good number of guys coming back. You know, there's obviously free agency, but we're going to have a good number of the same guys. And you try to really, yeah, you do. You try to bottle it. I mean, it's not very often you get a group of, you know, professional players that kind of felt the way we did. And I'm talking about the players, the staff, players' wives, kids that became close, you know, front office. It was like total alignment, and everyone was kind of pulling the same direction, and it doesn't happen very often. So you want to say, okay, what did we do to help harbor that environment? It happens organically most of the time, but I think that the players did a really good job of just kind of understanding each other, understanding what everyone, you know, was good at or what we were asking of them, and they kind of just embraced it, and it kind of just snowballed from there. So you want to bottle it up. You understand that every team and every year is different. But I think that we definitely showed that when you have a cohesive unit, not just players, but when you have a cohesive unit from staff and front office and fan base, you know what I mean, it can be a pretty dangerous thing.
With John Schneider, and you always hear from people like, oh, you played in a cup final. You know, before you get to the final stage, you don't really know what it's like. And then mostly, people afterwards say, man, it was bigger than I ever could have expected. Now that you've lived it, would that apply to you? Like, how much bigger did the World Series feel than maybe you thought it was going to feel like?
Yeah, it was a little bit more than what I expected, and it's mainly from a media standpoint, to be honest with you. You know, I think that, you know, our prep in the game, when you're in the game, you're in the game. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about how the game is going to be documented years down the road, or the series is going to be documented or talked about years down the road when you're in it. You're just trying to win. But looking back on it, yeah, man, it was awesome. You know, I tried to set aside a minute or two each day to kind of be a baseball fan. You know, and those minutes add up quite a bit, you know, throughout the whole postseason. But you take a minute or two each day to be a fan and appreciate what you've accomplished and where you are, and then you go to work, you know. So I think looking back at it now, I haven't looked back at all the plays and I haven't dissected the series yet, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I sometimes wake up thinking about Game 3 or Game 6, but I think when I dive back into it, I'll kind of appreciate what an epic World Series it was, but it was everything I had hoped for. Just the outcome was wrong.
Right. And in terms of that, like it sounds like you're eventually planning on doing that. And you mentioned you tried to kind of allow yourself to be a fan, at least, you know, once or twice a day during the World Series. How will you approach going back and reviewing it? Will it be the fan, John Schneider, and thinking, man, I'm ready for the ups and downs? Will it be as a manager? If so, is it more technical, more analytical? If you watch it, are you trying to learn from it? Like, what do you anticipate that experience being like?
Yeah, great question. For one, it'll be as a manager. You know what I mean? I think that's just, you know, how I look at things, you know, how you get accustomed to looking at things. So you try to be critical of yourself. You try to be critical of decisions. You try to be critical of players, you know. So hopefully there's a learning opportunity for somebody somewhere. You know, there's a million of them probably in just those 7 games. But when I do kind of look back and dive in, and you see kind of snippets here and there, highlights that, you know, are on TV and things, and you're like, oh, yeah, man, that was that inning. Holy crap. Yeah, that's right. And you can kind of say that about every game, which is crazy. So I'll look back as a manager and try to see what we can get better at. I know that sounds really, really corny, but I've had enough time to kind of, you know, think of it as a fan, and you got to go back to work.
In that moment, you stepped up to go take Max Scherzer out, and I'm guessing, did you know what his reaction going to be? Did you have a sense of what it's going to be? And then you walked up, and he's like, "Whoa!" Like, there's so many great moments, but that's one to me that I'm like, I love this team. I love the way they're going. So maybe take us through your thought process. You're stepping out of the dugout, and how you thought that might go, that interaction with a pretty intense competitor.
Pretty intense is an understatement. So I tell all my pitchers, starters and relievers, if I jog out to the mound, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I may leave you in if you talk me into it, or I may take you out. If I walk out, you're coming out. So I've talked to Max, you know, probably half a dozen times, you know, since that game in Seattle. I had no intention of taking him out. Maybe like 0.5% if he said, "Hey, I'm gassed." I kind of wanted to get him pissed off, to be honest with you. Just knowing the guy, you know, and I kind of wanted him to have a moment, you know. So if you look, I mean, I started walking, and then I was like, oh, yeah, my rule. So I start jogging even before I got to the foul line. And that's where the whoa came in. And, you know, you can't – I wish I could repeat what was said. You could lip read. Mm-hmm. But I think it was awesome. It was exactly what I expected him to say. And, you know, he strikes out a Rosarena, gets out of the 5th, and then the best interaction was in between the 5th and the 6th. You know, Pete and I are sitting there talking, and you're kind of shooting for 5 innings out of your starter in the postseason, right? That's kind of like you're having your cake and eating it, too, if you get into the 6th. And I thought our starters were amazing all postseason to get deep into games. And so I go into the tunnel with Max, and he's, you know, sweating. He changes his jersey every inning, his hat every inning. He's just a madman. And in my mind, I was like, okay, that's good. You know, that's 5 innings, and we're going to go to the pen. And he looks at me, and I can't really repeat what he said, but he basically said, "What are you doing in here?" And I said, "That's good." And he said, I know that was good. And I said, "No, that's good for today." And a few exchanges after that, I went into the dugout. I said, "Hey, Pete, he's going back out." And Pete just started laughing.
Okay.
And he went out. I think he struck out Julio, got another out, and he ended up walking Polanco, I think, and I yanked him. But he's so determined and confident in what he's trying to do. And for a guy that's kind of done everything in the game, he still prepares like an absolute animal. And he's really, really transparent up front with how he's feeling every single start and every single day. So you kind of know what you're going to get.
Well, it's interesting. Like throughout the playoffs, you would run out there and take starters out who are having great nights. Now that game was on the road, but I was in the building game 2 against the Yankees when you had to go get your Savage.
Oh man, that was the best boo I ever. That was the most fun booing I've ever had. I knew it was coming.
You knew it's coming, right? Like,
I was telling everyone. I was telling Seabass. I was telling Gauze, Max. I'm like, watch this. I'm about to get run out of the freaking city right here.
That's got to be surreal because it's positive booing, right?
Yeah.
Like you could appreciate that. It's like not really getting on you. It just. The ride was so great with you, Sav, and the game was out of hand too because your offense had shown up. So
I think it was 12-11 nothing, whatever it was.
Right, exactly.
And it was like, all right, we're trying to save him pitch count if we need him to pitch later in the series, and let's let him go out and Pete and I were talking. I said, let's let him go out and touch the 6th inning and get an out. I mean, if the I forget who it was, it might have been Wells popped up or somebody popped up the short, I think, and. That hit, he could have went deep, and I just wanted him to get recognized off the field and not just have a clean innings to where, the fans that were there that were witnessing a historic performance by a rookie couldn't show the appreciation for him. So he was facing one hitter no matter what, and I thought it was the boos turned into cheers in a hurry, which is pretty cool.
Yep, they did.
Schneider, Ross during the run said that one of the reasons for the success of the team is that top to bottom, the organization is aligned as far as what everybody's doing. Does that stay true as far as off-season personnel moves, or do you get surprise emails, or are you heavily involved in personnel decisions as far as additions and stuff?
Yeah, we're kind of in lockstep. You know what I mean? It sounds so basic, but, I think we've done such a good job from Edward to Mark to Ross on down, the baseball ops team to staff, players. This goes back a year ago, really, to where more than a year ago, where we were finishing a crappy season in 24, and we started talking about, all right, what are we going to do to kind of get back to where we know we can get to, or what are the things that are not working right now? So it was really fulfilling to kind of get to that point. We didn't think it would happen this quick, but it was building, right? And there's still work to do. But yeah, man, I'm on the phone with Ross and the entire team basically daily, if not multiple times a day, talking through, what our needs may be, what we're expecting out of certain guys after, a deep run into the World Series, and what are they going to need physically? What are they going to need for a recovery standpoint? We're all talking about it, and it's not just me, it's all of our coaches, you know what I mean? It's Pete, it's Pop, it's DeMarlo, it's me, it's Carlos, it's Bud. We're all kind of talking through it together. So we're going to continue to do it that way. And it took us a little bit of time to get there, myself included, you know what I mean? But I think it's just so cool that we all kind of understand what is best for us as a team. And I think the more you do that, the players really understood what was being asked of them this year and what was best for our team to win every night. So I think that kind of lead to some wins.
A lot of chatter from the fan base about which watch you'd be wearing for which game. So have you thought ahead to how they might play that out next year? Are you adding new ones to your collection?
Yeah, what's with the red band and the blue band? How do you decide which one?
We need to know.
I know. All right, so I was lucky enough to get hooked up with this shameless plug here. Oris Watches, they're based out of Connecticut, and Derek Shelton, buddy of mine, actually hooked me up with this group, and you get a good handful of watches, and I was, the other managers wear it. I know Booney wears one. I think Mendoza wears one. Shelty has one. But I was just superstitious, man. I tried to match the uniform a little bit, but at the same time, man, if we were riding a heater, watch was staying on, and if we if we lost, I would change it. And I think it was funny, the blue one I was wearing in the ALCS, it actually stopped ticking during Game 6 that we won against Seattle.
They're going to love that you said that.
I know. Well, it's actually a great story. It's a great story. So
yeah.
It stopped ticking during Game 6, and we won. So I had to wear it for Game 7, and I just set it to the start time, 8:07, whatever it was. And it just didn't move. But I called the rep the next day. I was like, hey, man, blue guy stopped. And he was like, new one's on and he overnighted a new one. So
yes,
maybe I should have wore the broken one during the World Series. I don't know. I'm kicking myself. But it's I just go up to superstition. And I hooked Petey up with one too. He wore one all year, so we'll see where the off season leads in terms of colors. But hopefully we got some fresh looks for 26.
Absolutely, that's a good hookup, man. It's a good look.
I'm a big watch guy too. If you put like good watches or some shoes in front of me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
Anything I can get my hands on, I'm all for it.
How's the golf game looking before we get you out of here?
Not bad, for a long layoff, really. Been out a couple times. Played Pelican over here in St. Pete for the first time. I tell you what, walking a course, not nearly as fun as a golf cart. So I walked the course. My feet were killing me for about a day and a half.
Did you play in that Annika Pro-Am?
No, I went the day after that was the tournament was done. I went Monday. It was done on Sunday. So it was like putting on a hockey rink.
Yeah.
But I held my own. Went out with my wife and my buddy and Miguel Cairo. He's actually a member over there, so another baseball buddy, and held my own. So hopefully golf game can get a little stronger in a shortened off season, and I can keep up with the likes of Ernie Clement and Jeff Hoffman next year.
Yeah, Clement, man, he could swing it, dude.
Oh man, he's just carrying the hot streak of the postseason into the golf course.
Oh yeah, right to where was he in Vegas? Wasn't he? We saw him at Shadow Creek playing with
him and Joe in Vegas. Ernie, man, if you ever get a chance to play with Ernie, just don't bet him any money because you'll walk out of there with an empty wallet on the golf course. Okay?
All right, we'll avoid that. Sandbagger, is that what you're telling us, or he's just too good?
Hey, little guy, and he's like, I can't hit it that far, and he's walking out shooting the 71, and he's laughing all the way home.
Yep, I know those guys. Very familiar with those guys. Well, listen, John, congrats on a great run, man. It was an incredible season.
Fellas.
Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll do it again in the spring.
All right, awesome. Thanks, fellas. Always good catching up.
You got it. There he is, John Schneider, manager of the Blue Jays. And Pelican, that's a great-looking place, man. I got a buddy who's actually, I don't think he's a member down there, but I got a couple buddies who played there last year. They said it's so good.
Yeah. It was just on the Golf Channel. The Annika Pro-Am was there.
Yeah. Well, the LPGA is wrapping up their season this year. I think Brooke had a big day today.
What did you think of Trump's granddaughter getting a sponsor's invite, and she shot 85 the first day?
Was that at Annika's event?
Yeah. She got a sponsor's invite to the second last tournament and blew an 85.
I didn't know that. That's not a good look. Like, she can obviously play golf, but you can't have someone.
You can't have somebody blowing
85.
an 85 when there's somebody else where they could actually win the tournament.
Well, and it was to qualify for this last tournament this week, which I think is in Naples, maybe. Which
I watched a bit today, and something, Strutty, I know you're probably not locked in on the LPGA Tour, but Lexi Thompson.
She not
retired at this tournament last year, and every time I watched the LPGA this year, she was in the field.
She's in the hunt.
She's not retired. She didn't retire.
Not only not
she
retired.
She got pissy last year when they didn't honor her on the 18th hole. It was on the 9th hole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did you even care? You didn't retire. You played every event.
I saw her at Mississauga this year. She was at the Canadian Open.
Every event. She did not retire.
Yeah. Lexi's in the hunt. Not retired, in the hunt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Still active.
Thanks again to John Schneider. All right, Best Bets coming up. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Dear Hazy V, brought to you by Boston Pizza, Canada's favorite sports bar. Enjoy $15 lunch at BP where you get an entree, a side, and a drink, and you'll get it all in 20 minutes or less. Fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. See you for a $15 fast lunch at your local Boston Pizza. I think we got to go back to where we were about an hour ago. We have a mutual friend that has a sanitizer addiction.
Yeah, and we also want to find out if he went out without us. Strutty, you're going to solve the Dear Hazy B and text us, and we'll read it next week.
Okay, I love it.
I think he was out solo in Winnipeg.
On solo mission.
I think he gave us the, see you guys, have a great night.
Elevator down to the parking lot.
Yes.
Underground, and he weaseled out somewhere.
Because he's got a spot in every city in North America.
No kidding. And
he's got buddies everywhere.
I know.
He has buddies.
Garbage bars.
That's what it would be. It would be someone in Winnipeg that he only sees once a year that goes, I'm here. Come meet me. I got a spot up in Polo Park. They won't be up there. You're not going to run into them.
By the way, shout out to the manager out in Polo Park. We'll talk about him tomorrow.
Shout out. Absolutely. But we need to get to the bottom of that because the sanitizer and the solo missions are concerning when it comes to Noodles. Very concerning. Best Bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. unfortunately taking the points as well. I think Houston, until Buffalo does something on the road, I think you got to take the points. Houston's defense has been good. They've been better lately. I think Josh Allen gets into the end zone. Nico Collins, 70-plus yards. Alt receiving yards tonight, paying plus 493. There's your same-game parlay. Best bets powered by FanDuel. Same-game parlays now available for every NFL game on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly. 19-plus, physically located in Ontario. Great seeing you, Strud. Thanks for doing it, as always.
Anytime. See you, boys.
Thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back tomorrow at...
Congratulations again, Guelph. 4 p.m.?
Shout out to Guelph. Mem Cup winners in the past. We'll chat then.